Coming to you from the kitchen today, I am so excited. I think this is going to be my favorite thing to teach you yet. Probably because a lot of the art I've been teaching you over the quarantine has come from my childhood, and it's kind of the things that I defaulted to. Wait, I'll show you the book. I'm back. When I was a kid, this was my favorite book. I had the whole series, Paper, Wool, Color, and Nature. And I lived for these books when I was a kid. Kind of like the late 70s, early 80s. And so a lot of the things that I default to as a teacher, they kind of come from these books. So anyway, today, behold the humble potato.
Potato, tomato.
Maybe a sweet potato, maybe an apple. Let's just see what you have today. But we are going to do potato prints, and I'm going to teach you to be a textile designer. I happen to be a textile designer. I've designed 7 collections for Wyndham Fabrics. And so one thing I would tell you is that sometimes in textiles, you have a stripe, okay? This is, even though it's made out of triangles, it's a stripe. This print is called an all-over print. So an all-over print is omnidirectional. These are the best-selling prints because they're the most versatile. This is called a directional print. Notice that my elephants are going in one direction. So that means you can't make a skirt out of it upside down, right? So this kind of limits the use. However, you get more of a narrative and a storytelling with a one-directional print. You can think of polka dots, you can think of plaids. There's also this awesome thing called a half drop repeat. Check it out, I'm showing it to you right now. That's when you have objects that are offset, almost like a tile or brick pattern. And it's a very common way that I like to lay out my prints. So today, you are going to be the artist and the textile designing your own prints. And I have an assistant here who will be making some potato prints with me. So what you need today is you need a paper plate. You need a potato. Any of these versions, something that is like a vegetable or starchy, like a carrot might work. You know, stuff like that. So then you need something to cut these things with. You all know how I feel about X-Acto knives. They give Miss Bloomston a panic attack. I know that many of my students are in 6th grade, although some of you are adults. I get really freaked out when I give my kids X-Acto knives, so please work with a grown-up if you're gonna use a knife. You might just use a little paring knife, a kitchen paring knife, and we are going to cut a motif out of your root vegetable or apple, and then we are going to print with it using, listen to me, you're all gonna say, but Miss Bloomston, I don't have any paint at all. I'm not an artist like you. And I'm gonna say, I know. However, there is something you do have. House paint. Most people, somewhere in some closet, some tucked away corner, you have like a gallon or a quart or some touch-up house paint for your walls. And you only need like a tablespoon of it, like not a lot at all. And you're gonna put some of that house paint onto this paper plate. And then you are gonna be making some prints. So ready? Are we ready? Let's go.
Action.
Cut. Okay.
Action. Action.
Okay, so we have our house paint right here. Please ask a grown-up to help you open it. The other thing I forgot to tell you is that you need something to print on. Now, maybe you want to become a textile designer today, but you don't have any fabric. You could design your own wrapping paper. You will use a grocery bag. Okay. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. So look at it. What a huge piece of paper. My assistant will hold it up for me. Look at how big it is. Okay, so that's a giant piece of paper. So you could make wrapping paper. You could make a painting. You could make a piece of stationery. If you want to print on fabric, I have a large piece of my own hot pink fabric, but you could grab, for example, an old shirt. The very first thing you need to do is to cut your potato. So I am gonna cut it into a flat, you want it super flat because that surface will become your printing plate. I was thinking of making...
So do you make texture?
Not yet. Watch this. I was thinking of making the shape of like an eyeball. You could do this shape, you could do any shape you want, triangles. And remember, you have to be kind of precise at first. You're gonna gently draw what you want on your potato just to kind of indent it. Maybe draw a pupil. Now here's the cool thing about potatoes. If I want to make a place that is like negative, where the ink won't get, I could actually just poke it in. Like if I poke it in, it is now negative, okay? So you have a paring knife. Please use an adult for this, okay? I don't want anyone to get hurt. And I'm gonna just start cutting in to my stamp. You're essentially making a stamp. Always cut away from yourself. If you're using an X-Acto, I do not want to hear about it. I do not want you to be alone doing that. This is an adult supervision thing.
What if you are an adult?
If you're an adult,
Should
it's
you get
okay.
your grandma?
Yes, you should get someone older than you, no matter how old you are. And all you're trying to do now is carve a relief. So I say the simpler the shape, the better. I love it. The thing you need to know about printing on fabric is that it bleeds through the fabric, so you always want to cover your surface with a piece of plastic or paper, a trash bag, or an unfolded brown paper bag, okay? This is so fun. I cannot wait to see what you create. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so, ooh, look at that. This was the board that it was on. It's just a pack of paper. And this is the design that I made on the fabric. Oh, I love it so much. It's like cascade of rainbows. You can do anything you want. I can't wait to see what you do. Ciao.